All right, everybody, welcome back to another podcast here on the Map Not Found podcast. You know who we got with us today? Well, the same person we do every day. And yes, you can talk now. So,
Hey, I was on time,
right.
You
Well,
were late.
yeah, I was running a little late, so.
but your text earlier told me that you would be ready, and I needed to be ready at 9, and I need to be on
Well,
time.
technically, I was just fucking with you because I put LOL LMAO afterwards, so.
Oh, is that what that indicates?
Yes, laughing my ass off, haha, not really, just joking. Apparently, you have to just come out and say it. I'm just joking.
I mean, I figured you
Right.
were, but it doesn't mean that I can't give you
Right.
help for it.
Well, I mean, story of my life. But last week we didn't have an episode. Just we actually got caught up playing a new game, which I actually streamed last week. Actually, while we played it on PlayStation 4, of course. Let me hear your thoughts about the game because I mean, I really don't have much bad to say about it.
I won't say anything bad. Like, it's not a... I hate using the term bad when it comes to video games because, like, don't get me wrong, there are bad games out there, but bad games usually mean they're unplayable or they're, just like the tone is wrong and what they're trying to do is just bad. But I don't like to say that, like, I'm not going to say it's a bad game because it's not. It's fun. It's really only fun, though, if you play with other people. It's one of those.
Right.
Which is pretty much, like, the Division 2 I was able to play by myself sometimes, and I had a decent, okay time with it. This one, I try, like, I'll play a little bit here and there, but I won't do any, like, missions or anything. But I'm just like, I need more people. And yeah, you can bring the AI teammates with you, but, there's no banter, I guess.
Mhm.
With them.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, they're pretty quiet.
the only thing that I would say is one, it's glitchy sometimes. it's not glitchy all the time, but when it starts to get glitchy, it's just full on glitchy. It doesn't stop. I had one the other night I played every single time I laid down and tried. You know how you can lay down and everything, and sometimes your character will float in the air.
Yeah, or your feet will be pointing straight up.
Yes, it's like there's an alien, like a UFO above you. Every single time I laid down, it did it.
Yeah, I've only had it happen a few times, but yeah, when it does, it's very inconvenient when it does happen.
And it's fine unless, like, I've had it go both ways where, it won't, like, the NPCs won't see me, but the other night they did, and so then I died, and I'm like, okay, now it's just, and it happened like 3 or 4 times. The story is whatever, I guess. That's kind of how I felt about the Division 2 story. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I don't really care. I get it. There's the whole, like, you have this security team that's taken over the island, and there are these drones that won't let you get off the island, and that's fine. I don't care. Just let me run around and shoot people.
It does remind me of the Division 2. Just the characters aren't so bullet spongy like in the Division 2, because oh my god, were they bullet spongy. Speaking of which, backtracking a little bit, we didn't even talk about it. We're talking about Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. we didn't mention that right off the bat. That's what we were talking about, but
Right.
I haven't played it by myself just yet. Well, excuse me. I did a little bit, like a very, very little bit, but I really haven't got into playing it by myself, which is something I want to try, which I will more than likely be doing a video on that, just to kind of record my experience. But I have played a little with the AI, and it's not bad, but yes, the AI is mainly quiet. They don't say anything until you tell them, post up over here, go here. There's no... it's not as much fun as playing with friends. I think
Mm-hmm.
like how most games are. It's more fun if you play with people, like actual people. But I am like it's not a like you said, it's not a bad game at all. I rather enjoy it. I actually enjoyed this game more than Division 2 because like we talked about, the bullet spongy enemies was just insane. I think I
Right.
played the Division 2 by myself once, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a pain in the ass. I did play this, like I said, I did play this game a little bit by myself, and it wasn't as bad. Like you're still able to kind of do things, but I pretty much just kind of ran around and shot random trolls that I found.
Okay.
But like you, I haven't done any missions just yet, so that will be saved for a later video. But I am looking forward to getting into more of this game. Just to, it's fun.
Um,
It is fun when you and I play it together.
the only other thing is there are there are so many, like when you pull up the objectives board or whatever the hell you want to call it, where it shows
Yeah, right.
all of the missions that you have. There are just so many.
Oh yeah, it's
And there are-
overwhelming.
and and there are so many menus to go through, and I'm like, it doesn't need all this. If you just like hired an editor who came in and was like, hey, remove this, this, and this, it probably would have been a little bit better of a selling game.
Yeah, no, I will agree that menu is like, oh my god, I've got all these missions here, but then there's some more side missions. Like, holy fuck, you just kind of like they just threw that together almost. Like, oh, here, this will work.
Right.
There was no like,
It's also kind of slow.
yeah, I did notice that when I would try and like load in, it was very slow.
Um, and I guess my only other, and this complaint I think is, it's not a major one, but it's something that I think you could address in an update. Is they need to make it so, you know how you have to get to like your inventory, which is like your grenades and your health kits and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
They need to make that more accessible than having to go into a menu.
Yeah, and then pick which ones you want on your wheel and all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. But I mean,
like I kind of feel like if I hold down on the D-pad and it brings up the wheel, and then I hold down again, it should bring up the stuff that I can swap out.
yeah, make it a little bit more simpler, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few minor things. I mean, the glitches, the glitches are annoying because you're trying to hide from an enemy or that damn plane or well, it's like a drone plane that likes to fly over. When you're trying to hide from that, it's kind of a pain in the ass where your feet and your ass want to stick straight up in the air, like just saying, "Hey, I'm right here." That's kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
you know, all in all, not too horrible.
No, like it's an alright game.
Right.
Paid $20 for it. I'll say yeah, it's worth $20.
Right. So, do you have anything for gaming news? Have you heard anything?
Do you want news or do you want stuff I've been playing?
Give me what you've been playing because I haven't really been playing. I haven't played anything other than last weekend when we were like heavily into Breakpoint. That was the only thing I really played. Well, I take that back, but I'll get into that in a minute.
I haven't really played a whole. I've been playing more Stardew Valley. I have played some more of Destiny 2, and I started Monster Hunter World. Before I get into that, I'm gonna cut you off because Jaden wants to say.
All right.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Jaden. So you're gonna hang out with us? Are you gonna hang out with us and actually talk, unlike your brother did in the last episode?
Hold on. She can't hear you, so I'm gonna give her my
Oh,
headphones.
okay.
Do you want a cookie?
Hmm?
Do you want a cookie?
Hello. So you're gonna come and hang out with us and actually, talk, unlike your brother in the last episode?
No, I just wanted
Oh,
to
why
say
not?
hi.
Why be a kill sport? What? Hang out with us. What? Well, wait a minute. I know what it is. We're too old. You don't want to hang out with the old guys.
Are you older than my dad?
No, we're about the same age. He's like 7 months older. I think.
Oh. Well, then I guess I shouldn't say anything.
Yeah, he's like 7 months older. So yeah, he's not really that much older than me.
Oh. No, it's not that you're too old. I just don't want to play.
We're not playing anything. It's a podcast.
Well, I don't want to. I don't know what you're doing.
Talking. Kind of like we're doing right now. Oh, it even sounds like your brother. Yeah, talking,
What do you talk about?
Video games, a few other things, sports. Well, maybe not so much sports, but it's been a lot of video game talk lately.
Yeah, I don't know much about video games.
Not like your brother in that aspect then.
Nope, not like
Oh,
Jace.
jeez. We're gonna have to change that.
The only video game I really play is Minecraft.
Yeah, okay, it's a start. She doesn't play video games. She
Yeah.
doesn't like running.
I like to run.
We couldn't get you to do those 5Ks. You're like, no, I don't want to run. I don't like running.
Not in the heat.
Oh.
I'd rather run when it's cold.
Like right now, when there aren't any
Yeah.
5Ks going on because of, well, recent events.
Yeah.
Fine. Wait a minute. We did that one. We did that one in October, last October, and you didn't run.
I thought it was in July.
Yeah, there was one in July, but then we also did one. The last one I ran was in October. It was me and your dad, and then your brother was there too. He wasn't running, but he was. Or no, your brother wasn't there because he was sick, but he was going to.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like to run though. Me and Jace go on runs.
But yeah, see, last time I remember, you're like, no, I don't like running. Well, next 5K they have, you got to run it. You have to run it then. Oh no,
Maybe.
there's no maybe. I'm telling your dad. I am telling your dad the next 5K you have to run it with us and your brother because I'm sure your brother will do it.
Okay. I will.
It is on a podcast that everybody on YouTube, like the 3 people who are going to watch this episode, are going to know that you said okay. So.
Okay. All right, I'll let you talk to my
Okay.
dad.
Bye.
Bye. He said I have to run the next 5K with you guys.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. So, I told her then apparently she likes to run now.
Mm-hmm.
Still there?
Yeah, she does.
Well, because before I remember her saying she didn't like running.
She's on and off.
So I told her then the next 5K that they had that we run together that she has to run with us.
She would probably kick our ass.
So would Jace. Jace would probably like destroy us. But like I told her, she's like, "Oh, I don't know what you guys talk about." I was like, "Oh, you just don't want to hang out with the old guys here." It's like air quotes, old guys.
Anyway.
Yes. Anyway,
yeah.
getting back onto subject.
I started Monster Hunter World. I played it previously on the PS4, but it's free on Game Pass. So I just started a new character on that and have been playing a little bit of that. Other than that, not a whole lot to really discuss.
I'm working on it. I was playing a game yesterday. I didn't really. I played a little bit, just trying to get a feel for the game again because it's been a while. But I'm actually want to try and getting the settings right so I can stream it, live stream it. But it's called Fishing Planet. It's a simulator game. I got it off Steam. It's free. It was free well, it's still free, unless you get like the premium edition. But for those who know me, know I'm really big into like hunting and fishing and stuff. So I came across the game on Steam and I got it and I've been playing it ever since. The updates that they did to this game are like insane compared to like if you've seen the game when it first came out to what it is now. Because before it's like you could only fish off the shore, and then and then it went to because I have done some videos about it, and then it went to you can get kayaks, which I thought was cool because in one of the places you can fish there's kayaks sitting there. You couldn't use them, but they were there. But then it went to okay you could fish in kayaks, and then they bumped it up to now they have motorboats in it now, which I think is pretty cool, and then. They've added so many other different areas to fish now, which I think is cool. So I'm actually myself looking forward to getting more into that game to play because it's like you catch fish, and then certain fish are worth a certain amount of quote unquote money, and then you can get more. Get more money for like it's like a fishing for like a trip, like a fishing trip kind of to go to different areas to fish. And catch other fish, bigger fish, more money, blah, blah, blah. What I don't like about it, I guess I can kind of see why they did it, maybe. But what I don't like is that everything in game is, like, so expensive. Like, gear and tackle-wise and all that.
Well, yeah, that's why the game is
right.
free to play.
Like I said, it's a free-to-play game unless you go with the premium, unless you get, like, the premium.
Right, or can you purchase more in-game money with your own money?
Yes, I believe you can do that as well.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's why it's free, because they're like, hey, we'll make the game free, but if you don't want to have to grind to get these things, just pay real money. Which, if you really like the game, I guess I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't force you to do it, and it's not ridiculously expensive.
Right, because I know you can pay for premium, but it's a one time. I don't know the exact price because I've never really looked into it. But I know you can pay the premium, and it's a one time thing. And I know it does kind of support the developers and the game and all that, which I guess is why they've done all these updates and all this other stuff to it. Because all these people buying the premiums, and then, okay, now they can do all these little updates and add more stuff and stuff like that.
Okay.
I will say...
So currently... sorry, go ahead. I don't want
if you play the game, play it with headphones. Because to me, it is one of those games where if you like fishing and or the outdoors, it's one of those games, it's like a relaxing type game. You put the headphones on, I will say everything sounds real, from the damn bugs flying past you, or the bee, or the dragonfly, or just the birds and like your surroundings. It sounds real.
So the immersion.
Yes,
is good.
yes. There's a technical term for it. So, I mean, I recommend it for checking out. Like, yeah, you don't have, which it's cool because you don't have to get the premium, and if you just want to play to see what it's like and whatever, you can just.
So, here are the different packs that they offer currently on Steam, because I pulled it up on
yeah, I
Steam.
didn't even think to do that, but not that multi-talented.
So for $50, you can get the Golden Edition, which it's a DLC, and basically it's just a bunch of black gold rods, reels, a kayak, some clothing, and they're just black and gold.
Right.
Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry. You also get 30 days premium, 100 bait coins, 100,000 credits, 10 tackle setups, one storage box, which has 200 slots, some recipe slots, some other stuff, 17 waterways, which Are waterways like the different places you
Yeah,
can
it's
fish?
different. Your different fishing areas.
So you're paying for more courses then? Is that basically what it
Yeah,
is?
that's what it sounds like.
And a bunch of other reels and rods and baits and lures and stuff.
And you said that's for what
So
now?
that's for the golden pack, and that is $50 on Steam.
Yeah, because I'm looking at some of it now, and it's got the Buy Pro Angler Sport Bundle.
Right. Yeah. That is currently 50% off, so it's $27.40. Which so I think what all of these are just different packs,
Mhm.
and then depending on how much you pay depends on what you get in the pack.
Right.
So I don't know if you know the answer to this, but so the golden pack comes with 100 bait coins and then 100,000 credits. What is the difference? Do you know what bait coins do in the game?
Well, it used to be gold, like gold coins or whatever, I think is what it was. Cause like I said,
Okay.
I haven't really been playing this game too much. Like yesterday was the first day I really got into it again. But like certain things you
Okay.
get like certain things you could only buy with like the gold, I think is what it was at the time. So, and I
Right.
think the credits might be like your in-game money, and then the gold,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I
Okay.
That's why I'm just like, I'd rather play the free. I know you can go like if you could download the game and then go in the game and play, you could buy the premium, and I don't know what the premium comes with. Um,
Well, it sounds to me like the premium is more of a battle pass kind of thing,
mhm.
because like that golden pack, you don't get premium. You only get so many days premium. So it sounds like it could be like a monthly subscription or something like that.
Right. They do. I know they do hold. Before I forget, they do hold virtual fishing tournaments in the game.
Oh,
I forgot
okay.
all about it until just now. I've never done one, and maybe it's something I think might be fun to try. But maybe if I get a little bit more into it. But I know they do hold, like I said, the fishing tournaments. I don't know what you win because it all depends on the different type of tournament. Because each tournament they have different prizes, whether it's money, gold, what
Yeah.
certain like gear. Because you can buy quote unquote gear, like stuff to dress your avatar in.
Yeah.
So you can buy certain stuff there. But I'll think I'll check into the premium pack or the premium just to see and maybe later get that down the line.
Okay.
But regardless, I really like it. I am seeing like all the recent reviews and all the reviews are very positive. I mean it does suck that you got to grind a little bit, but
Hmm.
also if it's one of those games that you do really enjoy playing, that it's like whatever. Or if you're just playing it for the immersion and just to play.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I've really been playing. I do need
Okay.
to explore the game a little bit more and see what else it has. Like gear wise and all that.
Right. Now, does the gear actually, like the clothing that your character wears, does it actually affect you, or is it just strictly cosmetic?
Um, I think it might actually affect the character, because like if you have a hat on him, it'll
Hmm.
actually help with the glare. Because like if you there's a certain spot, certain areas that have you'll see the sun come up or have the sun up, like depending, because it does have weather change. The weather does change where you could be fishing one day it's clear and the next day it could be rainy or whatever. If you have a hat
Right.
on, it actually makes a difference, kind of blocking the sun's rays off of you a little. But as far as like the real all this other gear, I'm not sure. That'd be something I'd have to check into to see if the gear actually does anything.
Okay.
I don't, let me see. The weather is day-night alternation, change of seasons, different weather conditions.
Okay, so it has a dynamic weather cycle then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can fish with lures and stuff like that. Almost anything you can do while fishing, actual fishing, you can do. They did add some river in Bolivia, the Marin River, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's in Bolivia.
Okay.
Yeah, Amazon. It's some Amazon shit. I didn't know it. I got on and like you'll when you get on game in the main screen, it'll have a little pop up window and it'll kind of go on and talk about like what updates and what things are new and what's going on and fishing tournaments and blah blah blah.
Right.
So which I think is cool in case you've missed some stuff or whatever. This screen will pop up and tell you, okay, here's what's new in the game and here's what's going on and hey, if you're interested, there's a fishing tournament. So there's that. It is also controller compatible. You can play it with a controller because I have played it with a 360 controller. That's actually a little bit easier casting and all that. And you're not sitting there listening to the clicks of the mouse constantly.
Right.
So, but other than that, that is all I got for the gaming aspect.
Okay. Do you want me to move on to news?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and move on to news. Go ahead and move on to news, and then you have something interesting to talk about that you have not given me details on. You're just like, oh, I'm going to talk about this.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do the new. I mean, it's not that interesting. A lot of people have it, but anyway.
You made it seem interesting.
It's the name of it.
False advertisement.
That's what it's actually. That's what it's actually called. But anyway, I'll get.
Yeah, at least it's not talking about Yeet again.
So the Xbox Series S was revealed, not the X, the S, and they have prices for both of them now, and it comes out November 10th. So the Series X is the most powerful one that they have, and that is 500. And the Series S is a little bit less power. It's a little bit more powerful than the Xbox One X that came out like 2 years ago, and that is $300. Except, this is the thing that kind of makes me like, okay, well, what's the point of even buying it? Is it only has a 512 gig hard drive in it.
Okay.
And that's not going to last the whole, like, the new Call of Duty game. The new Call of Duty game that came out last year is over 200 gigs already. And so you're looking at maybe like, a couple games that you can put on there. Now you can buy an expansion, but they haven't revealed the price of their expansions yet, and my guess is anywhere between $150 to $200.
I wonder why they did that. Why they're like, oh, it's only going to have a 500 gigabyte hard drive instead of something bigger.
It doesn't have a disk drive.
Right. That's like the thing now.
They're probably thinking, right, which I'm all for. I couldn't. The last game that I purchased was
it's all digital copies now.
Red Dead Redemption 2. That was the last game I bought. And I no longer have a physical copy of that game. I traded it in, got some money for it, and bought a digital version when it was on sale.
I think the last game that I bought was Doom.
Okay, so you still buy physical copies.
That was the last game I bought, yes. Or, yeah, the last game that I actually
Okay.
physical bought. The last game that I bought was Breakpoint, and
Right.
that's a digital copy.
Now, one thing they are doing is they have a thing called Xbox All Access, which is if you want the S, which is the one with 512, you pay 20. It's basically a payment program. You pay $25 a month. So they loan the console to you until you pay $25 a month, I think, for 2 years, which equals out to the cost of the console. Plus, you also get Game Pass and stuff like that. So that's not a bad deal if you want an Xbox. Me personally, I have an Xbox One X, and the new Xbox games for the first 2 years will run on that. They'll also run on PC. So, me personally, I don't need an Xbox, but I think it's cool that they're doing it. Now I'm just waiting for fucking Sony to release the price and the release date of the PS5.
Yeah, I haven't heard any news on it. Like, I haven't heard anything yet, but
Well, they haven't. We're 2 months. We're essentially 2 months away from when it will be coming out, because they have said it's still coming out this year, which means more than likely November, because they want to get it in for the holiday season.
Just so they can. Yeah, but that's what I meant. Like, you still haven't heard anything. They're still like waiting.
We're 2 months away from. We're 2 months away from the release of it, and you got nothing. We're 2 months away yesterday from the release of the new Xbox, and literally that information came out like 2 days ago. This is nuts. Like it's never been this long, or this like short of a span. Like the PS4 was originally revealed in February of 13. Yes, February of 13. And I don't remember if the price was announced then or if it was announced in like May or June. And it came out later that year in November of 2013. And I mean, a lot of it is due to COVID. Especially with Sony, them being a Japanese company. I've heard like numerous stories where it's really hard for them to work from home because their working culture is so different from ours.
Right.
And their government is so different from ours, so it's been harder for them. But Sony has already come out and said that it'll still hit this year. So let's see, you got that. The Nintendo Switch is getting 3 new, or I don't want to call them new. Basically, Nintendo is remastering Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64, Super Mario Sunshine that was on the GameCube, and Super Mario Galaxy, which was on the Wii, into one package, and they're coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's $60, so essentially $20 a game. The shitty thing is, it doesn't look like they're actually doing anything to the game. So it doesn't look like there's any visual enhancements or game control tweaks or anything like that. And the other shitty thing, and I just think it's dumb, is they're only available for a limited time until next March. After that, they're pulling them from release. So if you didn't buy it, you're out of luck.
I wonder why they do that. Just like a limited run.
So I would not be surprised if a few months later Nintendo releases all 3 of them individually. But also, I think the reason that they're doing that all the way until March is because that's the end of the fiscal year. So that is when, like, at the end of that point, that's when Nintendo is like, hey, this is how much money we have made for the year. So not like the year as in like 2021, but the year as in like their bank calendar sort of thing. I don't know how to describe it really, but it's essentially the end of their fiscal year. So April 1st starts a whole new fiscal year for them. So I think that's why they want to end it in March.
So, there is another game, actually, come to think about it, that I can't remember if we talked about it or not, but it's Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, we
Did
talked
we?
about it last week.
I couldn't remember. Isn't that going to be coming out soon?
Comes out October 29th,
Yeah,
I think.
I can't remember.
Pretty sure.
He's Googling it. I can hear it.
Yeah, October 29th.
Yeah, I know. I was just, yeah, it was just,
Unless it gets
yeah,
delayed.
right, because, COVID's delaying everything. Movies, video games, everything. Fucking COVID. So, since we're on the, the little subject of COVID, let's hear about this thing that you had.
Oh,
When you say it's not that big
okay,
of a
hold
big a
on.
deal, but
Okay, so
because you texted me about
So-
this, you were like, "Oh, hey, I
okay,
know what we could talk about."
first
I'm
of
like,
all,
"What?"
it's not like a sickness. It's a device called Whoop.
Right.
WHOOP. So like Whoop, there it is. And
Whoop whoop.
okay, so the easiest way to describe it is I've been looking for a like a smartwatch for a while because I'm like, I don't like wearing watches, but at the same time I'd like to keep better track of my fitness routine and my sleep schedule and stuff like that. Yes.
So it's kind of like a
one of the
Fitbit.
things that I really love about it, there's no screen. There's no screen on the thing, so I can't
Oh, okay.
fuck with it while it's on my wrist. I also flail my arms all over the place and bang into crap all the time, so I can't break it. Essentially what it is.
I'm actually
it's
looking at a
little
picture of it
band
now.
that sits on your wrist 24/7. But it doesn't it gives you, hey, this is how many calories you've burned. This is, how long your workout was and stuff like that. But the thing that I really like about it, disclaimer here, one, this is not a paid promotion. I paid for the device myself. Two, I've only had it for like 2 days. I had to wait for it to come in the mail. Monday was a holiday. California wildfires, blah, blah, blah. I've only had it for 2 days. But what it,
Mhm.
you wear it, and you download an app. Everything is done on the app, but they also have a website, and it essentially records. It records your heart rate and I don't want to say your blood pressure, but your blood flow. Well, it does your
resting heart
but
rate's
all
one of
devices
them.
do that. This one has your heart rate
Mhm.
variable, I think is what it's called. And essentially, the way it works is it's not just being like, oh, hey, you burned this many calories during your workout. It's, hey, this is how much strain you have put on your body. That's their word for it, not mine.
This, what I got right here, it says the Whoop Strap 3.0 collects psychological data 24/7 to provide the most accurate and granular understanding of your body. It's lightweight, waterproof, and features the new and improved 5-day battery life and BLE Connect.
So, basically, what it does is it'll so past 2 nights it takes how much I record my workouts, right? It'll be like, hey, I'm doing the Stairmaster, and when I'm done, it's like, hey, you burned this many calories. Your heart rate was at this level, so you put this amount of strain on your body. And the highest the level for strain goes is like 21, and I have ranged anywhere between yesterday I was at like 17. All right. So then what it does is it's like, hey, you have this much strain. If you want to wake up in the morning, if you want peak performance when you wake up, you need to get this much sleep. You need to go to bed at this time. You need to, calm down. Like it also helps guide you. It's like, hey, if you have problems sleeping, try this, try this, try this. It tells you how many disturbances you had in the middle of the night. So it'll, like, last night I didn't sleep well. I woke up 13 times in the middle of the night. I don't remember them. Usually what happens is, you wake up, but you don't remember it and you just fall right back to sleep. But your body temperature rises when you wake up.
Right.
So that's how it's able to detect when you wake up or if you have a disturbance, compared to when you're asleep. And
So this essentially like monitors. It's
Yeah.
like a monitor for your body, like watching.
well,
I don't
see,
wanna say watching
that's-
gauges,
That's
but,
the
like,
cool thing is I don't
'Cause,
watch anything.
again,
I
what
leave it on my wrist. I record my workouts. I'll check it periodically throughout the day, and then that's it. And it's
it,
yeah,
it
and it'll
monitors
tell
your
you,
body
hey,
for you, basically.
your heart rate was a little leveled today, or it was this high when you weren't working out. You might be a little stressed. Maybe go for a walk. But it. No, go ahead.
I see. Oh, go ahead. Oh, I see here because like I'm on the website. It monitors your sleep, your measures recovery.
Yep.
It, like you were saying, your strain, build the strain on your body, your recovery.
That's another thing that I find interesting about it is you have it has its own sleep category, but then it also plays into your recovery. So it's like, okay, this is how much strain you put on your body. This is how much sleep you got. Your recovery for today is not good, and you're probably going to feel like crap. And when you look at it and you're like, man, I feel like crap, and then you look at your, the phone and you're like, oh, well, I didn't sleep well last night. Okay, what can I change? What can I do differently today or tonight when I go to bed to make sure I get a good night's rest, the next night? And it has a little like built-in journal in it, like on the app, so you can just type in, be like, hey,
Right.
didn't sleep well last night, so I'm trying this, this, and this. And the next day you can refer back to it and be like, okay, this didn't work, this didn't work. The other thing is a lot of like smart devices and smart watches and shit are expensive if you want a lot of, good functionality out of it. If you want more than just like a calorie, counter. The price for this is the way they do it, it's subscription based. So you pay $30 and you get the band. And it comes in a variety of colors. So
Right.
you have 30 days to try it. If you don't like it within those 30 days, you can cancel it, send it back. And I don't know if you get your money back or not. After that, it's $30 a month for 6 months. It's subscription based. So it's essentially equals out to a $180 band, but you don't have to pay it all at once. I'd feel a month is enough time to know whether or not you're going to like the device. It does take 4 days, I believe. It takes 4 days to calibrate to your body. So essentially, it'll take 4 days from the time that I put it on for it to finally understand the type of person I am, my sleeping habits, my recovery habits, things like that. To understand, like, okay, you only get 8 hours of sleep, but 8 hours of sleep is really good for you. So, it'll adjust. Because right now, it's just providing me with information based on, data from, like, a population. So, like, everyone else who wears it, it's just pulling data from that and busting out an average until it starts to understand my body. But so
Right.
far, I'm enjoying it.
So it's not
Yes.
waterproof, is it? It's not waterproof, is it?
I don't want to use the word proof.
Oh, it is?
'Cause I don't know how deep it can. Yeah, I like the
Resistant.
video on the website shows someone swimming. I've worn it in the shower, so I don't know how deep it can go. But it is at least water resistant, for a shower and for swimming in a pool. I don't know if I could wear this scuba diving. I also don't know if I would really want to, because it's just the O2 and stuff in the tanks. That'd fuck you up, and that'd probably mess up your readings a little bit, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially how long you're diving for. Oh, that's pretty cool. Actually, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the website right now. It actually looks pretty cool, and to get all that information, especially if you either have trouble sleeping or whatever, or if you're just curious to know
Yeah.
what how long you're sleeping
It,
and all that
it,
other stuff.
It gives me.
So that's pretty cool, actually.
It provides you with some of my information, but my phone's on the charger. Also, it's only been like 2 days, so maybe the next podcast we do, I will talk about it a little bit more in depth and maybe record the screen on my phone and then send you the clips, and you can put them in a video if you want. So that way,
Yeah, that'll work.
so
I
that
can
way
do that
people
while
can see
we're
it, but
talking about it.
I
and-
like it so far. I haven't really found anything wrong with it. I haven't charged it yet. The only downside I might see about it is the charging cable they send you is pretty short. So you essentially could charge it while you're wearing it, but I would probably just take it off for, like, not while I'm sleeping, but I'd probably take it off if I was just like sitting down eating breakfast. The other thing, the final thing that I'll
Right.
say about it is, you know how on a lot of like exercise apps, you get, it's like, hey, what are you doing? Are you lifting weights? Are you doing cardio? Or it'll give you some examples, but it doesn't give you a lot to choose from. This gives you,
right.
like, the list is long. Like, it's like basketball, baseball, skydiving. Are you skydiving? Are you hiking? Are you kayaking? Are you taking a nap? Are you sleeping? Like, it wants to know what you're doing if your heart rate is going to be elevated.
As you hear everything from
Actually didn't hear
upstairs.
anything.
Holy crap. Oh. Well, I heard it, like, I don't know what the hell the kids are doing up there, but they got really excited. Wife told them something, and they got really, really excited. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty cool, though. Like, I didn't really know there was something
Right.
like that. Like, I know I've seen the Fitbits and some of the... Like, you've got the Apple Watches, and then Samsung's got their
Yeah.
own... Ooh,
So,
excuse
like,
me, their own watch
I've been looking at those
that
for
can
a
track
while.
all that.
The only other problem was then you have to figure out if it's compatible with your phone, if they still make updates for that watch for your phone. And I was like, man, I don't care about reading my text message on my wrist. That's not why I wanted one of these. So then I came across this because it was an ad on my Instagram. I think it was either my Instagram or my YouTube. And it was an ad, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I saw it, and I was like, all right, let's go to their website, I guess. I'll look at it, and I like it so far. It's also pretty comfortable. It's not really heavy.
Yeah, the band looked good. Like, it didn't look like,
Yeah.
Your average watch band. It actually looks really good.
But yeah, that's my Whoop.
Yeah, I've looked into those watches and stuff for your phone, and I'm just like, do I really need something that I can watch, like, reply to text messages and shit like that? Because I wear a watch at work, but it's just a watch, just to tell time, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Right.
I'm not always carrying my phone on me, and I can't look at the time, so, I need something to be able to tell time. But the only problem is having one of those watches like that at work,
Right,
it'd
yeah.
probably get nicked up, dinged up, stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, that actually seems like it's one of those, it's like a Fitbit, but I think it does more than just a Fitbit does, because a Fitbit just tracks your
Yeah.
fitness, exercise, heart rate. This, it tracks that, but then it goes a little deeper and tracks, are you sleeping through the night? No, you're not sleeping through the night. Okay, well, maybe try this to help you sleep through the night. Or, whatever the case may
I
be.
I do not know why they call it Whoop, but I like it.
Yeah, that is interesting. It makes you wonder. It's like, how did you come with that name? And, like, how did you come to that
I'll
name?
report back on it next week when we do another episode, and maybe provide. Hopefully I'm not like, God, that fucking thing sucked. Hopefully I'm still using it, but I'll let you know.
Sweet. Looking forward to that actually, to see what what you come up with. How you feel about it. Let's see, what else do we have on the agenda other than that? Well, I know you said something about it, but you didn't really touch much on it.
Oh.
Your channel. Like I know you were trying to decide what you wanted to do.
Maybe just turn it into a fitness thing. Maybe just see. I can't really. I don't want to delete it, and I'm going to tell you why I don't want to delete it. And it's laziness. I know it is. I don't care. Yes.
Don't you still use it to watch videos?
I mean, I have another one because I have 2 different Google accounts. But that is the one that's hooked up to my PS4 and my Xbox. And I don't want to have to go in and put a new email address in. That's the only reason I haven't deleted the channel. So...
yeah, that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Maybe I'll do something with it. I don't know.
Do all that.
Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
It's one of those things where, if it happens, then, if you figure something out that you want to do, it'll just come to you type thing. It's kind of like the name of the channel. It just came to me. Or the podcast. It was like, hey, that'll work. Oh, excuse me. I'm yawning. It is like 10:30 at night because I'm old. Which is such a lie because... there's some nights I'll go to bed at 11:30 midnight and get 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm exhausted, or I'm tired, or I get home and it's like, no, I don't feel like going to the gym, I'm tired. Which I know I need to get more sleep, but sometimes I either can't sleep, or I'm just up watching TV or something because I finally get a chance to sit back and chill, or I do what I've gotten good at is. I will sit and, excuse me. Huh. I will sit and watch TV till I fall asleep.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Well, that's the thing. I don't do it intentionally. Like, I'll be sitting there watching something. It's like, oh, I'm interested in this. And I start watching it. Like last night, we were watching like a TV show, or a show, and we're sitting there watching it, and you get comfortable, and next thing you know, I don't even realize that I'm passed out. It's like, oh, shit. Because that used to happen before when I was a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, fun fact, I was a stay-at-home dad for like 9 months. That got to the point where I would play Counter-Strike Source till anywhere between like 1 and 2 in the morning. Because at the time, my youngest was... she was 1. Yeah, I think she was 1. So, like clockwork, she was up at 2 in the morning every night. Just like clockwork. Fed, changed, and then she'd go right back to bed. So I would purposely stay up past 2 in the morning because I knew she was going to get up. So I'd be up playing Counter-Strike till 1:30, 2 o'clock, once she got up. And then... I get her back to sleep, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not tired. I'd sit and watch TV till I fell asleep in the recliner. And there was numerous times where I was either woken up, said, hey, go to bed, or I just woke up because the sunlight was coming in the door, because our apartment was upstairs, and on the balcony door, the sun would come up and shine in there, and it would wake me up, and I'm like, oh, I fell asleep out here.
I am at the point now where, and I need to get better about it, but I try to read before I go to bed because, one, that'll make me a little more tired than I already am. But I don't have access to the blue light from like a television, a computer screen, or your phone because that has been proven to like either keep you awake or it also has been proven to like you don't get enough REM sleep. Which,
right, it like stimulates the
So,
brain to keep you
usually,
awake or something like that.
depending on the night, if I decide that I'm going to stay up late, I'll read. I'll be playing video games out here, and then, or out, like in my living room. Then I'll go to bed, and it's kind of hard to read in there because my wife's asleep. So maybe I'll bring the book out in the living room. I haven't done that in a while though. Or what'll happen, like the other night, we were playing Stardew Valley together on the Switch because she has her own, so we play co-op. And then I was like, all right, one more. We finished that, and so then I read a couple chapters, and I went to bed. So I feel I want to start doing that more, where at least a half hour to even an hour of no blue light before I go to bed. Obviously, it's not going to happen every night, but
Right, I know. Right, I know there's some phones. I know my phone has it
Yeah.
because I'm looking at it right now. It's got a blue light
like
filter.
the phones, like it has the filter on it. I don't know how accurate the filter is, because like my phone has a blue light filter.
Right,
it
I
also
know.
has a dark mode and a focus mode and things like that. And I'm like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but I still shouldn't be looking at it.
Right, yeah, no, this has got. You can set it manually, or you can. Oh, jeez, I turned it off. Holy crap! Because I always have the blue light on. I've
Yeah.
gotten the blue light filter on. I've gotten so used to it. Looking at it now, I just turned it off, and it's like, holy shit. So I turn it back on, and I mean, it makes a difference. But it's like, oh my god, with the blue light filter off, because I've just gotten so used to
I'm also
it being on.
really anxious for our gym to open its new facility because they're gonna have a sauna and steam room, and I love saunas. There's nothing like sitting in a sauna after a really intense workout for like a half hour.
I think I've been in a sauna. One of the gyms I went to years ago had one, and I think I went in a couple times. But all the stuff this gym had,
Yeah.
it had a pool, a hot tub, a racquetball court, a basketball court, a sauna.
I
I think I got in the sauna
Sorry,
like
go ahead.
twice because, like, I would always get there, and I would always have, okay, I'm lifting this body part, and I mean, I'm not really. I don't consider myself in like the best shape. I'm trying to get better, but sometimes it's hard.
right there with you, man. Right there
Basically
with you.
nutrition wise, but it's
Yes,
like
same.
my dad bod is on point right now, but it's, I mean, it's hard with other things, and then it's like, oh, you can't go because it's excuses, but then it is excuses which are bullshit. But sometimes they're legit excuses because if something goes on at home and you're like, nope,
Right.
I can't, that this has got to get fixed, or something comes up, hit my mic, whatever, working late, whatever. But, like I would have a set, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be chest and triceps day or leg day, whatever. So I'd get in, do my workout. It'd be like an hour and a half workout. Especially if I throw in some
Right.
cardio, treadmill, bike at the end. I get in, do all that, and then I'm done. And it's like, oh, okay, time to leave, time to go now. So
Yeah.
it'd be, that's kind of how it was for me. You get in, do my thing, and then, get out. Racquetball was another thing I wanted to learn. I actually wanted to learn how to play racquetball because I'm like, oh, that could be fun. Because sometimes running on a treadmill
Oh yeah.
or
definitely.
being on a bike is just boring.
Any form of active cardio.
But I'm like, oh,
great. Speaking of which, and I'm on the.
right, and doing that would be fun.
Do
Playing
you
racquetball.
remember?
I'm like, oh, that'd be fun.
I don't know if you ever played it in gym. Pickleball. So
I've heard of
pickleball
it,
is
but
you have,
no,
like,
we never
ping
played
pong paddles, right? And you got a wiffle ball, and you hit it over. Think of like tennis, but the net is all the way to the ground. I used to love it in gym, and where I live now has at one of the parks has like a setup of like I want to say 6 or more pickleball courts, and I'm like, oh, well, they have pickleball. I'm so excited.
So are we talking like a um
Yeah.
like a net,
Right.
like a tennis
So it's
net
instead
just
of
on the
being
ground?
elevated in the air, kind of. Um, it's just it touches the bottom of it,
Mhm.
touches the ground and stuff like that, and it's just a lot of fun. It was
Yeah, I'm looking up images now because I've never seen it. But yeah, it kind of looks like
they are, yeah.
the balls look like wiffle balls, essentially. And yeah, you're like it's like a tennis
Right.
net, just not as high. Actually, it's not really high at all.
It's a lot of fun though.
Huh. I mean, yeah,
Um,
essentially it looks like tennis.
They are.
I'm just assuming the rules are
but-
different.
Yeah, back to the whole like I'm looking forward to the gym's facility opening because the way it worked, and I don't remember if I talked about this in the podcast. So if I did, just tell me to shut up and I will. Where I live, all of the Gold's gyms closed, and essentially what happened was there is a company that came in and purchased one of the old Gold's gyms because there originally was 3 Gold's gym facilities in my town, and then one of them closed, and there was the big
Mhm.
one that had the pool and the basketball court and the big weight rooms and everything in the sauna, and then there was an express one that was just weights and cardio and stuff. And once both of those closed, the express one was bought out by by the gym that I go to now, and they're using that facility until theirs opens, and they're building it in like an old Hobby Lobby, and it's like a $6 million facility. It looks really nice.
Damn.
So now I go to the old Gold's Gym place until this one opens, and I don't have to pay membership. So
I actually used to go to the one I
Yeah.
was talking to. I used to go to LA Fitness, and that was the one that had like the swimming pool, hot tub. I almost said pickleball. Racquetball courts, stuff like that. I used to go. The nice thing is there's one by here where I live, and then a place where I used to work, there was one literally right down the street. So I'd get up early in the morning. I'd go to work out, and I'd get done working out, and then I'd go right to work. And I was like 10-minute, five maybe 10-minute with traffic to work.
Right, yeah.
So it was kind of nice. I'm like, I don't have to hurry up. I don't have to hurry up. They open at 5. I got there at 5. I didn't start till 7. I got there at 5, worked out for an hour and a half, changed, went to work. Same group of guys, older guys. I noticed it, a lot of older guys that would go into LA Fitness in the mornings and play racquetball. Well, there'd be like 2 or 3, sometimes 4 of them, and they'd play racquetball. I'm like, hey, get it in, get the cardio in now. Get that exercise in instead of weightlifting. But that was something I'm like, well, it'd be fun to play, but I don't have anybody to play with. And I know they were like, I asked them at one of the LA Fitness. I was like, do they rent out
yeah.
stuff? But I guess you have to have your own equipment,
Okay.
I believe is what it was. I think it was the same thing for the basketball court. You had to have your own. Basketball.
Oh, all right.
I believe your own stuff. I think. I never even really knew the. Really how to play it.
couldn't tell you.
Actually,
I said I could not tell you.
know. What's that? I do know that, like, when you went to LA Fitness, it was kind of cool because you walked into this room. It almost looked like a basketball court, like part of a basketball court. But it was just a wall at the end that you hit this thing up against. And the rackets they're kind of like tennis rackets, just shaped a little differently, but you had to wear safety glasses. But it's one of those things that I will actually report back on. I'll just watch a video, or you can go to YouTube or something and
Right. Yeah.
figure out how this whole racquetball
Good,
thing
'cause
works.
At least somebody will know.
Right. I don't know. I still think it'd be fun to play something to check out. Apparently, from the videos or not the videos, but I'm just like flipping through images of racquetball. A lot of the racquetball courts I see remind me of the LA Fitness racquetball courts, but apparently somewhere they have an outdoor racquetball court.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. Playing racquetball outside. Thought they had another one called handball.
I don't know how to do that either.
It almost looks like, from the pictures I'm seeing, it almost looks like soccer. But instead of kicking the ball, it's a smaller ball that you have that you try and throw into a what looks like a soccer net just shrunk down. It's kind of cool, actually. Come to think about it. Let's see, what is handball? See if I can get a definition. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Well, what I clicked on didn't do. It didn't. Here we go. What is handball? Oops. Handball is a team sport in which two teams of 7 players each pass a ball using their hands with the aim of throwing it into the goal of the other team. A standard match consists of 2 periods and 30 minutes, and the team that scores the most goals wins. Okay, so it's kind of like I said, it's kind of like soccer, but you throw the ball.
So
it was first played December 2nd, 1917 in Berlin, Germany. Right, random fact of the day, I guess. But I would say on that note, we probably should end it here, though. We're a little bit over an hour, and usually we only do about an hour podcast. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you do have any other topics you'd like to hear from, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Throw it in the comments. Throw me messages, whatever, and let us know. Do you have anything to add?
Bye.
I'll see you later, guys.